guys. So I've had a moment of prolonged silence. I'm sorry. I really have no full way to explain what has been going on over the past duration of time that I have not been posting online. But I'm here now, and I'm also trying to see if I can film like multiple videos in one day so that, you know, I can feed my children, because mother is back. And I know you guys are hungry. All 12 of you are hungry, because I know obviously with the lack of posting obviously comes with the lack of audience. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to come back making a cute, silly little video to talk about the political climate of the world and how we are literally flexing with food now. Bro, we are literally back in like medieval ages. Also, what is that? Oh, can I like hide you? Can you? Okay, whatever. Yeah, essentially we're kind of back in like medieval Renaissance sort of. Marie Antoinette let them eat cake, even though she actually never historically said that. Sort of era. That's kind of the era that we're in right now. Due to the absolute state of our beautiful, amazing, wonderful economy, people are now taking to the internet to actually do food hauls, which in a weird roundabout way is kind of like flexing how much money you have. Like, why go buy a Ferrari when you could literally just go to Erewhon and do a whole haul? Just a haul. Buy like a $30 jug of water just to show that you have money. And like, okay, the thing is that obviously places like Erewhon and stuff like that, maybe even Whole Foods if you really wanted to add it there, even though I feel like you can definitely find something in Whole Foods that's like totally worth the money compared to other stores. But like places like those, like Erewhon and stuff like that, obviously they're kind of meant to be really expensive. They're meant for the upper echelon, so it's like not crazy if like the upper echelon are doing food hauls from places like Erewhon, especially because to us peasants it's kind of like a spectacle for people to actually go there and spend their money. And I'm gonna say this, okay? If I ever do happen to have a lot of money, or even just extra money to spend, and I happen to be in Cali, which I am thinking about possibly going to Cali for a little bit soon, I obviously would want to go to Erewhon and just for like shits and giggles, like buy something there that's like way too overpriced, knowing that I'm literally being scammed of my money, because like truly it's okay, we're not gonna get into that. That's not like the whole point of the video, but essentially our economy is so bad right now. We're on a point where people are scared because we don't know whether we're gonna have a recession or not, although a recession is not too bad in the housing market, because that means people can buy up some houses and land. So get your money ready for that, because I would not be surprised if there was gonna be a recession. I'm really not surprised either. People like, you know, people who work in terms of like things when it comes to like economics, they're not surprised either if a recession happens. We literally have 3 more years left of this administration, so the idea of a recession is very much possible and is also very much scary. And with the prices of basic necessities like food going up, it makes sense that we're all kind of going back to this very archaic way of flexing your money, which for some of you guys who didn't know, as somebody who's a bit of a nerd when it comes to history, a very prominent way in history to show off that you had money at the time was through food, okay? Like the plumper, I know a lot of people generally think that like really tight corseted girlies were like always the rave and always the body type throughout those ages. That's not fully the case. Like obviously there was a point in time where eventually being skinnier, being thinner and stuff like that was starting to become more of a trend, and generally it kind of was a more sought after thing to be a little bit more curvaceous yet not too big. It still very much was also another trend as well too, in terms of bodies, to be more plump as well, because being plump, having a little extra skin on you, a little extra fat on you, meant that you had the money to buy the basic necessities to keep yourself fed back then. And that is essentially what is happening now. There is like, you know, the crazy like mukbang craze that was happening for a short period of time. And even though that I feel like isn't to the full same extent as what's going on right now, I feel like it's something that we can use to kind of like put into like perspective or whatever. I don't even know if that's a word. Or put into retrospect? I don't know. You guys get what I mean. But like people eating copious amounts of food that they just don't need to eat. Like they're eating so much food. Most of the food is even being wasted at some point in time too, because sometimes these mukbang channels don't fully actually eat the food that they're eating. So it's like a weird way of like showing that you have money, because it costs money to do these big mukbangs, but they're obviously gaining something from it. They're gaining money back. But like it kind of reeks of that scent of those people back in like the later periods or earlier periods that ate a lot of food, and they kind of were like plump and stuff like that because they kind of showed off their power because they were able to afford food. And that's kind of the era that we're in right now. We're kind of in that position in time where even though there's no taxes and things like on bread and water, it's still so incredibly expensive just to have bread and water that it's literally a flex now for people who are able to buy massive gallons of water that they then waste on stupid shit. And, you know, buying copious amounts of like food products and different stuff, and you know, like it's really just a massive flex at this point. Go on TikTok, type in like grocery haul. People are literally showing off that they spent like $1,000 at one spot and they bought a bunch of food, even though I think the amount of food they bought is still not worth $1,000, because 10 years ago we would have gotten so much more for that $1,000. But now we're at a point where even $1,000 still won't stretch you good enough when it comes to a like shopping spree at the grocery store. Not even like in general, at the grocery store. So it makes sense that we're kind of in a weird way, like how they talk about like the fashion cycle, like about how fashion recycles itself about every 10 to 20 years. We're kind of doing the same thing in terms of flexing, because there was a point in time where people were like probably like flexing like horse-drawn carriages and stuff like that. And now at some point people were flexing, you know, Lamborghinis and Ferraris and super cool cars like that. People are flexing, you know, homes, you know, people like how people probably flexed castles. That was probably a major way of flexing, being able to buy beautiful, massive castles, you know. And now people are kind of flexing with showing off their houses and places that they're able to afford, in nice, like, special areas that only the upper echelon can live in. And it's just really weird how everything kind of cycles like that. Even when it comes to flexing, it all cycles back. But I feel like the weirdest part is the fact that food is now being shown as a flex. It is now a flex to have the basic necessities, you know? And that's not okay. And we have 3 more years left to deal with this, which kind of sucks too, because I do not have much faith in our economy right now. So I do not have much faith that this food flexing will ever stop for the time being, because it really is a luxury to be able to go to a grocery store and spend a couple $100s on groceries. It really is like a privilege at this point to go to the grocery store and not really worry about how much you're spending, and not really even look at the cost of things when you go in there, because you know you're covered and you're fine. That is such a privilege. And the fact that it's now a privilege to just show off all the food that you got, not even just like the money that you have to buy all these things, but even show off the fact that you even have food compared to other people. We are living in very dystopian times right now. It's actually really insane. I do not feel comfortable with the fact that we can't have the basic necessities given to human beings who deserve the bare minimum. And I mean, I just kind of want to make a video ranting about it because I feel like I've been seeing these videos on my For You page on TikTok of like people just doing these grocery hauls, and I'm like, hey, like, can we do a haul of like things like you bought from the mall? Can we not like do a grocery haul? Like, that just feels so let them eat cake. You know what I mean? That just feels so dystopian to me. That doesn't feel right. It feels so interesting to me. Like, I understand doing like videos about like, oh, let's try this food that I bought at the store maybe or something like that or whatever. But like doing hauls of like, oh, I went to the grocery store? I don't know, like, that could just be a me thing, but it does feel a little bit dystopian in a sense. It just feels kind of dystopian to be like, yeah, look at the food I bought. This country's going to hell. Okay, that's all I can say. I just wanted to make a silly little video ranting about it. I feel like I wanted to make this video wasn't like an easy video, but like I just kind of wanted to make something that I feel like I could rant about a little bit more for my first video back. So yeah. For all like 12 or 5 of you that are still active on my channel or even have the notifications on, thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a very stupid video, but thank you so much for supporting me, and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stupid stuff. Bye guys.